Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck This Place!
Let's say you're a tall you're like a man. So you're not getting married today.
No, I got married yesterday.
Okay. Okay.
I'm celebrating it today.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad that you're not getting married today. I mean, if you were, I'd be happy to welcome you, but I'd be concerned.
Comedians don't say no ever. Yes, everything.
I know, I get it, but on that day, you can get in trouble for saying yes.
I could squeeze in a quick set always.
You walk into the reception, ask the DJ, like, you got a mic, right?
So, can I go on first? I got a thing right afterwards.
It's me just getting married.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we should start the podcast. I don't want to take up too much of your time, David. You are involved, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
So welcome to Fuck This Place, the podcast about jobs with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name is Nick, and with us today, fantastic comic guy I've known a long time now. Used to do I feel like a lot of Bay Area shows with this guy. He's hilarious and very recently married, Mr. David Nguyen. How are you, Dave?
Hey, I'm feeling good. I'm
Good,
here on my
good.
honeymoon, so top of the world right now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really glad you are at the top. I mean, it'd be bad if you weren't. So I'm very glad you are. That's good.
You were like, it's okay. This cabin's nice. This room's nice.
It is nice. Yeah, it's perfect. You can't keep honeymooning all day. You got to
That's
find a
true.
little rest period.
You're absolutely right. There's got to be some phone time, just
Mhm.
like we don't have to talk
Mhm.
the entire time. We've got
Yeah.
all of our lives.
Yeah, you got to get on the phone with your friends and just be like, what are you doing? What's going on over there?
Yeah, you pay for a nice hotel. You're gonna spend some time in it. And,
Yeah.
You can only watch so many Casinos and Goodfellas and Scorsese movies.
Yeah, that's all they show in hotels these days. The classics. By legends of film. Well, David, we should jump into our first segment that we do on every podcast. It's actually a segment we call Fuck This Place ? Where we decide if we would work somewhere or not. So we've actually looked up some Craigslist posts from the San Jose area from which you hail. Is that correct?
That's right.
Great. So we've got 3 Craigslist posts. I'm going to read the title to them, and you're going to pick the one that you don't want to look at. So we'll look at the other 2. So just like we're browsing Craigslist, you'll say no to one, and then we'll click on the other 2. Oh, by the way, I feel like I should say I have a Band-Aid on my head. For people who are watching on YouTube, and also David, I have a Band-Aid. I have skin cancer. They had to take it off.
Oh, I thought that was just glare from
It does.
like a window.
As I was sitting here, I was like, you know what? Like, it looks like glare, but I'm gonna turn at some point.
Yeah.
And it's a full-on bandage. I tell people that I got in a fight with the sun, and I have lost. But I'm fine. I'm healthy. It's one of those things that dermatologists are like, you should, like, it's no big deal, but you should really do something about it. I was like, yeah, I guess it is no big deal, but I will follow your every word. So anyway, I feel like I should acknowledge that. You know what I mean? It's here. And if you don't see it and you're just listening, just imagine there's a big fucking piece of tape on the side of my head. Okay, so I'm going to read. So you're not going to see the post. You're just going to hear the titles. I'm going to read 3. You'll pick the one you don't want to look at. Okay, so the first post title is Sell My Stuff on eBay. Classic Craigslist, really. Second one title is I need an elotero. Is that, am I pronouncing that right? Yes.
Elotero? Yeah.
Elotero. I need an elotero cart or Mexican vending cart for music video. That is the title. And then the last title is live in goat yoga teacher, ranch hand and retreat manager. So which one do you not want to look at? The eBay, this someone who needs a Mexican cart, or a live in goat yoga teacher?
I don't want to not number 2.
Yeah, the cart. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something about the way they said Mexican, or maybe that was the way I said it.
Well, it immediately just does sound like I need you to find a man.
Yeah, like it's just for vengeance. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna accelerate us straight into this goat yoga teacher situation. So the title for the post number 1: live in goat yoga teacher, ranch hand and retreat manager. This was on South Bay, San Jose, Craigslist. There are 24 pictures. So,
mhm.
we're not going to analyze every single one, but I do think, we should peruse them before we hit the text. What was that, Nick?
I'll say this first one's of a giant boob, right? Or like a
call
really
it a
whittled
yurt.
down pencil.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pencil nub / yurt. Is that a yurt? What defines a yurt? No idea.
That's the first time I've heard that word. So I'm gonna go with you with whatever you say it is.
I like that this is like an ink blot test. It's like, what do you see here?
I was like, oh, boob or small pencil?
Boob or small. I was gonna go with small pencil, so but now I see both.
I think a yurt, to defend myself, I think a yurt is a semi-temporary tent-like structure. Or like semi-temporary, semi-permanent tent-ish structure, right?
Got it.
Like the walls aren't solid, right? But like a strong breeze is not taking this thing out. Like
Can a tent be permanent? Aren't they all temporary?
Well, that's why I think you jump into a yurt, my man.
Okay.
You were a tent and now you're a yurt. I consider a yurt, and again, we're not going to Google this because we've got 24 pictures to get through. But I consider a yurt a tent with structure. Like for instance, we are going to zoom in just a weensy bit here. There is a door that is obviously built into this, but this is like a fabric, like a
circus tent,
like a nylon, like a circus tent. Yeah, circus tent / boob. This, in all likelihood, up top is a dome that lets in like light.
Got it.
I've never been to a goat yoga place, but I do. I guess since I'm a person who identifies a yurt. Most likely to go, maybe. But we should say that the boob / pencil / yurt is on a platform looking at, I would say, some very nice mountains.
Yeah.
Coastal California, I would expect. And we'll move on because, again, we have 24 pictures. Next picture, a lot less impressive, I would say. It's an RV with some succulents / cacti in front.
I for sure see an RV in this one.
Okay. And then we got some pictures of nature. A little fence down here, though, so you can't quite crop that out. More nature. Now we are getting a much clearer picture that we're looking down at, like part of perhaps the Bay Area, if it's outside of San Jose or something. And then with the fifth picture, we've got Gordon Ramsay.
Okay.
With a goat on top of him and two dudes that could be from the Bruno movie.
Yeah.
It's difficult to tell if this is ironic or they're actually having a good time, but they're in sort of like Euro, like swim / jumpsuits. You know what I mean? And these guys,
just the Bay.
It's just the Bay. And these dudes are fucking cut. Like one of these dudes looking pretty good. You know what I mean?
But he's like old man cut though.
Oh yeah. No, he's he's certainly possibly, I wouldn't say 50, but 40s cut. But like still, my guy, you're doing pretty good.
I like to think of myself as 40s cut as well.
Yeah, 40s cut in the 30s.
Yeah, in my mid 30s.
Okay, so we're gonna keep cruising. We are now in Goatland, and we got people. This is what you expect. This is what I expected to see from the beginning. Is people doing yoga,
a sumo match,
and goats around.
Do the goats attack you or like?
So here's my understanding of goat yoga. We're gonna kind of cruise through here as we discuss this. My understanding of goat yoga is that you do yoga in a room where there are goats, and sometimes the goats interact with you. Goats are very chill as animals. This is my understanding. The goats will just be around, right? And you do yoga, and then sometimes, here we go. Here's a prime example. This is what people want to happen with goat yoga. Someone's in a bridge pose, that upside down thing where you're on your hands and
like
feet.
The Exorcist.
Yeah, the Exorcist coming up the stairs.
Yeah.
And there's a goat on top of her because goats are playful, and they're like, "Well, can I get on top of that?" Because that's what happens. I don't know if you've ever been to I've been around too many goats, maybe.
A resident goat expert.
Also, okay. So now here we have another full class.
This is butts, though.
This is all butts. We got a major butt situation over here. What we have here is like a corral that's obviously in a very public area, like maybe a shopping center or a downtown or something. And then these people are doing yoga in this corral where there also happen to be goats. Again, this is what I think is the real experience of goat yoga, is the goats mainly just there to eat the hay because that's where they put the hay. and then you're doing yoga, and they may or may not interact with you.
I don't like all the people wearing jeans doing yoga. I've never done yoga, but I feel that's not the attire.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's a very important point.
And the instructor doesn't seem to be on top of form. Look at all these bent knees. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're right. I've been in downward dog more than once, and we've got too much going on here as far as like a good yoga. This could be unsafe.
Yeah, you don't need to be dressed like you're in the Smells Like Teen Spirit music video
to do goat yoga.
Yeah, you know.
And then real switch here, I would say. We are inside an RV, is my guess.
That's probably that RV from earlier, right? Yeah,
RV from earlier. There's microwave. It looks like a nice RV, actually. Like, it's not like one of those like RVs that like you would think you arrive in the RV and you're like, I'm gonna die here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The outside doesn't match the inside of the RV.
You're right. The outside
has
was a little
inner beauty.
It has it looks like it's been recently remodeled to some degree. I mean, there's even a place for the goddamn paper towels.
Yeah, that's nice.
So they've thought of things. Another shot of the RV. Again, now we've moved into like some sort of like apartment listing. Cute little lights over the bed. I mean, it looks like I would not mind being in this RV for any reason. And shot. I really like this. There's a shot of the eating area, and on the eating area is a laptop, Apple laptop, and a bag of Milano cookies.
All right. Yeah, I could hang out here.
And now we have to get to the post. And there's so much text. So we're going to I think we're going to pick and choose a little bit, but let's read our first paragraph here. It says, original goat yoga of the greater SF and Monterey Bay areas is hiring a live-in yoga teacher who is also competent in customer service industry skills, and willing to do part-time ranch handwork. Too much.
It's funny that it implies that there was have been copycat goat yoga places.
Oh yeah.
You know, to be the original.
Yeah.
Like there was a guy that was like, fuck this, I'm starting my own goat yoga.
I'm pretty sure that there has been. There's been I think there's been quite a lot of copycat goat yoga, because I've heard of goat yoga and I've never been to San Jose. Right?
Do you think that goat yoga's got rival gangs? There's
you got rival goats for sure.
All right. I'm into it.
It says the position is part-time for now and includes housing. Got to be this RV.
Got to be that. Yeah.
We have been
Milanos.
Yeah. Yeah. Do the Milanos come? We have been closed since March 2020, I bet, due to coronavirus restrictions.
We had this crazy thing happen to us.
I don't know what you've been up to. We are reopening in a new format that is coronavirus safe. Okay. The work may become full-time by the end of 2021 or spring of 2022. Kind of a timeline there. Responsibilities. Learn to herd 15 Nigerian dwarf goats around ranch, including to and from goat pens and to goat yoga area.
Tale as old as time.
Seems like a pretty big learning curve to learn how to herd goats, but
very specific goat.
Nigerian.
Nigerian. Yeah.
Nigerian dwarf goats.
Yeah. Because I would imagine a full-size goat, not great for the for our class. Teach and manage goat yoga sessions for 1 to 10 customers of all physical conditions and ability levels, including 12 to 15 goats. Okay.
Goats outnumber the actual yoga attendees.
Yeah, 1 to 10. You've got one person, 15 goats. Too many goats in here.
Just climbing all over them.
Let's go down to 3 goats. Teach and manage yoga only sessions. Okay, so we have non-goat sessions for 1 to 10 customers of all physical conditions and ability levels. I think that's let's reference back to that picture where nobody's doing downward dog and they're in a lot of denim. Facilitate goat happy hour sessions for 1 to 10 customers, including 12 to 15 goats.
So you're getting drunk with the goats too?
I think that's the thing.
Or do you get the goats drunk at a reasonable price?
Yeah. Goats. You get every goat gets 1 drink ticket. After that, they pay for themselves. And it's got to be house liquor or draft beer only.
Yeah, all
house pellets.
House pellets. And then the responsibilities continue. Assist owner in enforcing current county coronavirus restrictions as needed. And that's going to be needed. I would say every day that's going to be needed. As far as needed, I'm going to say you need to do that all the time. Service industry tasks to facilitate goat yoga retreat, including cleaning guest yurt, said it, and bathroom, laundry, making beds, and other guest satisfaction chores with the goal of earning 5-star cleanliness reviews. This is getting dense as far as the requirements.
This is exploitative.
Yeah. This is a classic hippy dippy exploitative situation.
Like my wife, she used to nanny, and you think I just gotta take care of the kid, right? But with certain families, they really try to take advantage. It's like, oh, can you also like tutor them with their homework, teach them French? Do you guys mind doing a load of laundry while you're here and washing the dishes? It's like, I'm just here to make sure your kid don't die. Not all this
dude.
extra stuff.
Everything has an extra price tag to it.
But they never wanted to pay extra, and it feels like that's where this seems exploitative.
Yeah, absolutely. We are literally only halfway through these responsibilities, and we've already been through a lifetime of jobs.
Yeah. Each one of these is a job in and of itself.
At the beginning of this, you're learning to herd 15 Nigerian dwarf goats,
right?
Before anything else happens. And okay, so we'll continue. Assist ranch animal care and associated maintenance, including feeding and caring for animals, assisting owner with tasks like mucking stalls, trimming hooves, providing shots, and vaccinations, which I hope is for the goats. Could be COVID. Perform challenging ranch hand activities. Yeah. Like weed whacking, digging, gardening, cutting, hauling, building fences, etc. Big fat pause on building fences. That's a fuckload of work.
What?
Building a fence is a shitload of work. Participate in ranch social media, including taking photographs, uploading to Google Drive, posting to Instagram, making business appropriate tags and comments.
These people are scumbags.
Yeah, these people suck.
I feel like these people are the type of, I'm assuming they're white, and I bet you they have like that black box during the whole BLM thing of summer of last year to say like they were good people, but they've never helped a black person in their entire life.
Yeah, 100%. No, this is definitely like, I'd say this is a classic genre when you get to the blue states. But not always, just even like blue, areas. Like I'm from Asheville, North Carolina, and you run into these motherfuckers all the time that are just like, wouldn't it be nice if you did everything that I didn't want to do? What if you did that? Wouldn't that be cool for you? But the bonus is, of course, I'm lodging you for fucking nothing. I've made a yurt for you, or that's sorry, it's a guest yurt. I've given you my RV that I'll take whenever I want.
Yeah.
It's like we need all this done, but like during part-time hours, not full 40 hours. So can you get this done within the 20-hour work week?
Absolute fucking gall of the fact that they've already said earlier the work may become full-time, bro. This work is full-time as fuck. And this isn't even full-time work. This is all-time work. Is what this is.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you've included like, and help me write my memoirs. And also,
I don't like my in-laws.
Yeah.
What was that?
Also get drunk with goats.
Yeah. You're gonna need to get drunk with goats if you're gonna get through this. Let's hop on down to compensation and time requirements. Housing provided in each exchange for 10 hours of ranch chores per week. So the ranch chores aren't even paid.
Fuck me.
And there's no fucking way that it's just going to be 10 hours. $50 per yurt cleaning, probably 5 to 10 times per month. I assume when people stay. $15 per person laundry. Which excludes theirs. I'm sure they're going to shove their laundry in there.
Yeah.
They're paying you by task.
Yeah. 15 per person laundry. This is bad. 15 per person laundry, including sheets and towels, up to 6 people per retreat, probably 5 to 10 times per month. Yep. Ability to work up to a few hours per day, facilitating sessions based on reservations and your availability. What do you mean availability? I live here. Okay. And then this is not good. 20 to 40% of all goat yoga fees after marketing negotiated based on experience.
What does that
mean? Experience?
What is that even sentence?
I think this sentence is a massive fluctuation. Like this sentence is, I am going to fuck you as hard as I possibly can based off of the look you give me in the interview. Right?
I'm surprised they just didn't call this an internship. Just do that.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, if you're going to fuck them, just fuck them.
Yeah. Just don't pay him for anything and give him lodging and porridge.
Yeah, and a nice reference for their college application or whatever.
Yeah, and then they continue on. Again, you're absolutely right, David. This should have been an intern thing because they say, we don't know what the total will look like currently. Yeah. In 2019, 20 to 40% of our fees after marketing would have totaled $15,000 to $31,000 per year. By the way, between 15 and 31,000, that is 15,000. That's double. Would have totaled, our fees would have totaled, meaning you haven't paid someone to do this before, or that they did total that. They're like, I don't know how else to say that. It's half. We hope to return the business to this level and grow beyond that. And then, of course, paid as an independent contractor, which might as well be an intern.
So you don't even get healthcare for any of this.
You don't get health. Yeah, you're going to get kicked in the face by a goat. They will deny your workers' comp claim, and you are going to be dragging yourself to a free clinic in San Jose just to get Band-Aids. You will be responsible for paying your own taxes and obtaining health insurance. Yeah, no shit. Owner will show you how we fulfill the tasks, create customer satisfaction, and earn top reviews. Owner, so there must be someone else who's writing this post. However, as an independent contractor, you will have the flexibility to adjust the approach based on your own professional judgment. Well, we are professionals. As long as your approach continues to create customer satisfaction and earn the business top reviews within reason. And then there's some links to learn more about the business. This position includes housing in an 18-foot RV, so that confirmed that can accommodate 1 to 2 people, or even maybe 2 people and a small child.
Oh my God!
So they have no boundaries. Not only are they fucking assholes, but they have no idea like the hell that they are bringing on others, or that could come to them.
Dude, they want you to move your fucking family into their RV
for
so 15, that you can work part-time doing their what the fuck?
For maybe 15 to 30,000 a year. For maybe that.
Dude, what? Dude, this might be my least favorite post of
all. Pets are okay. So
I feel like they base their whole business platform off of like Uber and Lyft and like all the DoorDash people. Like this sounds like very much it's like, hey, make your own hours, be an independent contractor,
but work your fingers to the fucking bone. High-speed internet and water included. Okay, I mean that's something. Propane and electricity not included.
Okay. Are you serious? Are you serious? You have to provide your own propane and electricity?
Come on, dude. You're gonna use so much propane. That's so much propane. If you're cooking, you're using propane. It's probably my guess. Photographs of inside included in this post. How to reply, blah, 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 blah. And that is the post.
What the fuck?
You can't have anything else going on in your life to apply for this kind of job. Like this is your life now. You
have to have fallen from grace in another way in your life, and you're trying to start over unknown. Like you have to completely
this is definitely
go off the grid.
This should have been the season finale, like the last scene in Dexter. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but he goes to Alaska and he becomes like a logging dude. He should have just come here.
Did you guys read Of Mice and Men? I feel like this is the work that Lenny and
the guy who kills the mouse are.
Yeah. He's gonna kill a bunch of goats, but I feel like this is the story where I guess I could work here.
Yeah. This is no doubt a job for a large, strong, simple man.
I will say, this post is riddled with red flags. I mean, it's chock full of it. However, I will say that I've never been yoga certified. I have done a fair share of yoga. If I was yoga certified, I think at a certain phase in my life when I was really bad at identifying red flags, I would consider this. I would not end up doing it, right? Like I think that I would go there and get bad vibes, but I would think to myself, oh, well, the housing is covered. I mean, it's not, because the propane is not covered. The electricity is not covered. But I would think to myself, this might be I could maybe just completely destroy every notion I have of who I am as a person in order to accomplish this job.
I would, if I had to take this job, I would like waste the free water that they gave me. Like I would just leave it on all the time. Build my own like dam to power my RV.
Yeah,
I would definitely tell all the customers that I was trapped there.
Yeah,
like, they won't let me leave.
Yeah, like while they're in Downward Dog, like you just put your face right underneath theirs.
Yeah.
You like these goats?
Yeah.
you like these goats are in a cage? So am I. This is me. This is my life. I eat hay.
Do you know a place with cheap propane?
I feel like the part where they said the RV is big enough for 2 people and a small child is their way of sneaking in a goat to live with you in the RV when they run out of space.
Yeah, it's a small child. It's like, oh, it just shows up and it's just you. And you're like, well, there's space for a small child. What do you think about a goat?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, these people definitely seem insane and bad. So I wish I could say, I honestly wish I could say fuck this place all the way, but like I know there's a part of me that is applied for in some ways a different genre, not the yoga teacher, but like I've been hooked by this kind of madness before. So I will not say that I'm fully immune to it. So I can't all the way say fuck this place, but obviously fuck these people.
Yeah, dude, I'm out. I'm out. I don't want anything to do with this.
The title alone, you're already out.
I mean,
no thanks.
Although I would like to just interview because I know that they see themselves as a victim.
Yeah.
I just know that they have that mentality where it's like, all right, we just want someone who's committed to this because we've had a lot of bad experience with previous people who say that they could be a live-in goat teacher as well as ranch hand and retreat manager. And, they couldn't.
They didn't suck our dick at every turn. Yeah, I completely agree with you.
They exploited our generosity. We gave them free water and, they kept complaining about having to keep really refilling propane.
Yeah.
I do want to say,
how cold they got at night.
I feel like if you were a recent NYU graduate who studied journalism and you're trying to get an article onto Vice, then you're like, okay, I did this for 6 months and here's my way to break into.
But otherwise, fuck this place.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a quick look at this. Sell my stuff on eBay. Not a lot of text in this post, but we have 3 pictures. Okay. By the way, if you want to see these pictures, we're on YouTube. You search FCK this place and we're there. Yeah. Otherwise, just enjoy it. Just grabbing them. Picture number 1 is it's a horse.
It's the worst horse. It's just the worst horse.
It's a horse on like I would consider this maybe like a jewelry or like a mirror. Like it's a trinket that's way too ornate. It's a horse sitting on grass. And it's painted. And it's like it's the most grandma horse of all time.
Yeah. This is the weakest horse your grandma has in terms of like all her trinkets around the house. This is the worst one.
Yeah, this one is the one she doesn't want you to break, and you're gonna break in 10 minutes if you touch it. Picture number 2 is a microwave. It's a microwave, but it looks old. But it's not old. It looks pretty new.
Yeah.
Agreed?
It's
vintage. Like the new Mustang. It's like it's the new Mustang of microwaves.
Why don't they just build a new Mustang like the old Mustang? Wouldn't people pay for it?
Yeah,
good question.
Probably.
Write us in if you would pay for
safety.
Is it safety?
They need airbags. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but but do the airbags make the whole thing look like that? Do you know what I mean? Like they just build the car all fucking boxy, like people liked it, like that has nothing to do with airbags, does it?
I will say that this is how boring this microwave is that we are now talking about Mustangs.
Yeah, okay. So picture number 3 is speaking of grandmas, sort of what I would call like a 2-seater wooden chair.
Yeah, this is like your mom goes, oh, when your grandma was mad at me as a kid, she'd make me sit in the most uncomfortable chair. That's this chair. Or
it looks like a chair that you'd see in a museum that they're like, this is a courting chair where lovers would sit down. and you're like, how did anybody ever fall in love in a chair like this? Because it does fit 2 butts butts from the 1900s, but 2 butts nonetheless.
Yeah. It's in the back, like the posts in the back all look like fire pokers.
Yeah. It looks like a chair for like a steampunk time machine.
Okay. Yeah. Like that's the main bench. That's a good point. Yeah, we need a lot more. More gizmos.
So uncomfortable.
It doesn't look great.
There's like that. Your whole body has to change its shape to sit in that chair.
I think you have to be addicted to morphine. Or laudanum. The olden times. Okay, there's like 4 sentences here. Real stark contrast. It says, I need someone to sell my stuff on eBay, Craigslist, Facebook. Yeah.
Okay.
You need experience with all 3 platforms, excellent photography skills, which I will say, if I don't think the second picture was a photo. I think this is stolen from the internet. The first, the first and third, though, that is a very nice photo, if those are photos.
Yeah.
I have about 10K worth of items to sell. No fucking way that's true.
Says who? Yeah. Says who? How much do you think that weak ass horse is going for?
Yeah. All 3 for 10K.
Yeah. Gam says she's got 10K. I don't know. Let me know what you charge about and about your process. Thank you. That's the post. Boom. A compensation box says flexible, either hourly at my house. Come on over, or take a percentage.
Okay. And this is in Gilroy.
This is in Gilroy. Yep.
So that's about 30 minutes south of San Jose.
What are your thoughts on Gilroy specifically?
Used to be known for garlic.
That's
and now
true.
known for mass shootings. And
that's
garlic.
Correct. They had a garlic festival and a mass shooting at the same time. Unfortunately.
And then this guy's there.
Yeah.
And he's trying to sell his grandma's stuff. Do you think his grandma knows that he's selling all her stuff?
Right. Yeah. Don't know. No, I'm not going to do this.
I feel like the person who posted it either has gambling debts or is addicted to some kind yeah. Like, I need 10K.
That's where the 10K is coming from. Yeah, they think that this is a get rich quick scheme.
The sharks are on my back. I need money and I need it fast.
And
I've locked my Nana in her room.
Yeah, like locked in the room. And also like, how come you can't do this, pal?
Yeah,
really. It's like you already know how to use Craigslist.
Yeah, we're here. Yeah.
You set these pictures up. Why did you?
You know what? I love the frustration he has. It's like, I posted the horse. It's not selling. I must hire a professional.
What's the problem? I'm not qualified, so yeah, I'm gonna say fuck this place.
Yeah. I'm out because I feel like I'm gonna sell his statue here for $25, and he's gonna get super mad.
He's so mad at you.
It didn't sell for 2 months, dude.
Well, of the 3, which one do you think is the hardest to sell?
Okay, I'm gonna say chair. Because never underestimate horse people. Horse people love horses, man. They fucking love them. Doesn't mean you're gonna be able to sell it for a good price or whatever, but like the horse shit's gonna sell.
Yeah. Okay. I feel you.
I'm gonna go. Oh, go ahead, David. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna go. Chair would be the hardest thing that I forgot what I asked, but I think the chair would be the hardest thing to sell because the world is flooded with shitty furniture.
Well, this could be good. This could be good furniture. I think the part of it's just hard. Like, how do you sell a chair on fucking
How do
eBay?
You sell a chair you can't sit in? I'm gonna go microwave though, because I do think that that's a stock image, and I think that you're gonna go, oh yeah, can I get that red microwave? He's like, oh, actually, it's this old black beat up one. And you're like, you motherfucker, no, I don't want it. So I think that's gonna happen to him repeatedly.
That makes me feel like I'm in the 1950s, even though they didn't have microwaves. In the 1950s.
I'm gonna do a little pushback on Nick here, just because I've had experience posting microwaves on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist, and those sell so fast.
Oh, really?
Like hot even if they're shitty.
Yeah,
because even if it's a lie of an image, like even if you posted something,
you know
that's
what?
Not
Fair.
What you're selling.
I've never tried that, but I'm gonna assume that microwaves are easy to sell.
You're saying the market's there.
Sure.
Yeah, the market's there, because like, how good of a microwave do you really need? Like.
That's true. You need a microwave.
I guess that's okay. Yeah, that's a good point.
It either is a microwave and microwaves, or it is not.
Right. You just need to turn it on, and then it does the spinning thing. Because there's like settings, but no one ever really uses the settings on a microwave.
You just need it on or off.
That's
30 seconds. 30 seconds until.
30
that's
seconds.
True. I don't
1
think
minute,
I've
2
ever
minutes.
used. I
used the defrost setting on my new microwave because my wife had to replace it for the first time like a month ago. But like I've lived here for 4 years.
But could you tell the difference though? Like,
I did.
Between defrost and then regular.
Because I again, welcome to Chase's Story Corner. I've been making my own beans.
Not growing his own beans, making his own.
No, what I mean is like I
talk to you every day. You never been mentioning all these beans you've been making.
I've been cooking a bunch of dried beans because in the pandemic I buy a lot of black beans, like a shitload of black beans and pinto beans, and black beans and pinto beans are always out.
Just pulling them off the shelves. Not even worried about toilet paper or eggs. Just beans.
You know,
I don't get it. We're gonna need these.
I did that recently where I soaked beans overnight. Never again. I'm canned all the way. What a freaking waste of time.
It fucking sucks, but I do it. I do it all the time. And so what I do is I cook them, I freeze them because it's like having them canned, you know. In order to get them, I didn't want to microwave them. Just like you don't want hot beans that were just from frozen if you're not going to use all the beans, you know. It's like it's still. So I was like, well, let me try the defrost, and they were still like relatively cool. They weren't like all the way like piping fucking hot. It worked, is what I'm saying. But I agree with you, David, that anyone who's in the market for a microwave needs a microwave and they are not here to choose, you know what I mean? They're like, because if you are in the microwave the market for a microwave and you're in the casual sphere, you know where you're going to fucking, I don't know, do they sell microwaves at IKEA? I've never been inside, but like Sears or some shit. If you are on Craigslist looking for a microwave, you need a fucking microwave. Yesterday. And you're just eating frozen burritos you just put under hot water for a long time.
Yeah, I feel like with furniture, people are a little bit more discerning, you know. It's like, will it go with my stuff?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can I sit in it? Is it going to hurt my bums for way too long?
But you are right. You are right about horse people. They're like, does it have a horse in it? Yeah, I want it.
Fucking love it. Give me that horse. They're like Disney people, but worse. Okay. Well, we'll say fuck this place because, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to do this.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Wanted to remind you that you can text the podcast anytime you want.
Night or day, whenever the hell you want.
It's fine. It's the number is 470-BAD-JOBS. The actual numbers are 470-223-5627. That's the number.
So yeah, anytime you want. Like I said, middle of the night, whenever. We don't got jobs right now. Whatever's going on with you is going on with us.
I mean, absolutely. Maybe you still have a job and it's like shitty. You can tell us about that. Maybe you don't have a job and it was shitty before.
Maybe you're getting one of those weird like temperature forehead checks right now.
For sure.
You want to pull out your phone and just say, you know what, fuck you guys. I'm going to text 470-BAD-JOBS.
470-223-5627 is the number. That is the number. And you can also call us if you want, but I mean, whatever. It's your choice. That's the point here.
Okay, so Dave, what's the first job you ever had?
I want to say the first real job I ever had was working for Baskin Robbins
ice cream.
Ice cream
it's just I don't know what you guys' background was, but I grew up with immigrant parents, so never had like disposable income around. So like I was like denied everything growing up. It's like, can I have this? No. But like, you know, my parents made it work. Like I would have like Nintendo, but like it was while everybody had like Super Nintendo. I was always one or two things behind where everybody else was. I just wanted money as soon as I could. So when I turned 15 and a half, which is I think California's legal age to work a part-time job, I walked into Baskin Robbins like, I'd like to work here, please. And they're like, yeah, sure. Come in.
You can smile.
Come in 2 days and we'll train you up. So,
Did you have to fill out any paperwork? Like an
application? I filled out an application. I don't know what the application.
Like, hi, I'm David. They're like, come on back, you dude.
It was pretty much like that. Looking back at it, such a goofy process to hire a high school student for any kind of job. It's like, just give us your name and address. And that's all we need. Your name, address, and your phone
number. We need
to
know where to hunt you down if you wrong us. But
why make me list experience? None. You know. It's scooping ice cream. I'm pretty sure I could.
You got it.
Figure it out.
At that point, you should just be able to list chores. Like, my parents make me do chores every day.
That counts, right? I mean, that does count because I worked at places where like high schools would come in and they haven't swept before, you know, like, that's
true. Sure. Right. I think like the most important things is to like, do you have transportation? Right.
Yeah.
Like if you're a high school kid, do you have transportation? Are you timely? Can you follow basic instructions?
Can you lie about being timely enough to get the, because like we don't know that you're timely.
It's like, do you have a life outside of school? If no, then yeah, I'll hire you.
Then
if you
get
do,
out of here,
I don't want you.
Yeah. We don't want cool kids. It's fucking ice cream.
Well, it's not even cool kids. It's like overly ambitious people too. Like, oh, you got
Right.
all these extracurricular activities. You don't got time to scoop ice cream. Get out of here.
Yeah. Fuck out of here, nerd.
Because like if you're running a ice cream shop, you want the kid to just be available, right?
Yeah, for weekends.
The best,
and,
the best ability is availability.
They're just like, where are you on the popularity scale? Because we want like a mid-tier guy.
Yeah.
You know, like,
people like him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't respect him,
not a loser who spends all his time playing video games because your life is video games. But not
we
someone
also don't want AP classes in here either.
Right.
You know, we just want that middle guy.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you get invited to parties? No, that sounds like your weekend's gonna be tied up. That doesn't vibe with us.
Mm-hmm.
We need you to have a passion for M&Ms. So what? I mean, how like? Did they trust you right away? Were you like, were you able to like to work the register, or were they like, no, you're just gonna be scooping this, or like, how did that happen? How did you get in?
Oh, good question. I'm having flashbacks right now.
Yeah, that's the podcast, baby.
That's the thing. Like, they didn't trust me to scoop ice cream for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. There's method. There's a method to it.
There is. You're right.
2 weeks. I don't know.
Yeah, but like they had me doing like grunt work. Because like there's all this miscellaneous things regarding ice cream. Because like when you scoop like halfway through like one of those large gallons of ice creams, like someone has to like scoop it down and then kind of combine the two halves into one big hole so that they can keep it going. And so they had me do that most of the time.
Got it. This is pre-scooping.
Yeah, pre-scooping. It's like, okay, it's like the goofiest Karate Kid training montage.
Yeah.
It's like, I think you're ready to scoop now. It's I guess.
I was gonna say they're like treating it like it's like a gun, like someone like grabs your arm that you hold, like whoa, don't point that thing at us. Whoa,
they're like blindfolding you, and you're like taking the buckets out and putting them back.
You know, with Americans' gun laws, I'm pretty sure it's easier to get a gun than to scoop ice cream at Baskin Robbins. Yeah,
that's true. You need no qualifications.
Yeah, I could have shot a gallon of ice cream before I could scoop it. So
yeah, that's real sad. So you're in purgatory, just like just working it out on the pre-scoop phase.
Yeah, like so also one of the odd things is like you're there, right? You have the uniform on, the hat, the apron, and you're doing like this grunt work. A lot of times it would get super busy where it's like lying out the door on a hot summer day, right?
Oh yeah.
And people are looking at you. It's like, can you help me?
Can't this
fucking
like, kid do something?
I can't. They won't let me scoop.
Show me a gallon drum and I'll know what to do.
So I can't go rogue. It's like, all right, I'm gonna scoop. It's like, oh shit, you're right. I wasn't ready for this. My bad. That's a really tough spot, especially because like a Baskin Robbins, most ice cream places, you're pretty exposed. Like it's not like a back of house you can hide in for a while. Yeah.
It's like you're just standing there. Like I would imagine there were even moments where you didn't have something to do at all, right? And you're just waiting for something to happen, and people are looking at you like, the fuck is this kid doing? Well,
like the thing about scooping ice cream is that they want you to get good at the technique so that it comes out a certain weight. Because if you give out too much ice cream, then they're losing money in the long run. So that's what they would have you do. It's like, all right, let's have you practice scooping for 30 minutes. Make sure you get that weight in.
What happens to those practice scoops? Where do they go?
Oh, they go right back in because like you're scooping it onto a piece of parchment paper and then you just dump it right back in.
Which is bad ice cream, by the way. At that point, I'm sorry. I worked at an ice cream store way too recently. I worked but like it's shitty because you put water in the thing, right? And then you've put like almost in some degree, especially if you're putting it back in the freezer, like a layer of ice is going to form around that ball. It's just going to be shitty to eat ice cream.
And then you just fold it into the good ice cream.
Yep, that's what you do because it's Baskin Robbins and who gives a shit.
But the world will never know. So.
Oh, of course not.
This dies with us.
So you do your practice scoop. So it took you like 2 weeks?
2 weeks before they let me like start helping customers. Which now and then like I regret. I was like, man, I wish I was not dealing with people.
Back there. Yeah. What was
well, I got a quick question. Chase, when he worked at an ice cream parlor, he said that no matter how long it took, you had to keep letting customers sample. Right,
Yeah,
Chase?
that was the case. That was a policy at my place.
Like no matter like
what's the sample deal at Baskin?
You've there for years. Like, but what is it like at Baskin Robbins? Could like it was that the same policy, or is it like, all right, 2 samples, then you got to pick something or get the fuck out of here, man?
You could cut people off. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. It's like a bar. You know, you could cut people off if you want.
Yeah.
Because
you're starting to get the jitters, pal. All right, I think you had enough.
Well, like with adults, you know, most adults will only do 3 because maybe it's the Bay Area, but people feel bad.
Yeah.
You know,
people. In LA, they feel a little less bad, I think.
Yeah.
You're inherently more selfish.
Well, maybe it's just the area I was in. Most people would feel bad if like they took more than 3, but you know, and it depends on your mood at the day. You know, if it's slow and chill and the person's nice, so sample as many things as you want. I'll help you. It's like you should try this, right? But if it's like a bunch of middle schoolers and you know me, I'm only like
1 sample
16
each, motherfuckers.
Like middle schoolers who don't have money, it's like a gang of them come in. And they're like, it's like, all right, y'all only getting 1. Y'all getting 1 because I know where this is going.
Out of the 15 of you, 4 of you are buying ice cream.
Like, if you're lucky, right? Because you know they're all like banging on the glass. They're all like Baskin Robbins, like 31s. Every time middle schoolers come in, they would count how many drums of ice cream there actually are. Dude. It's like, you have more than 31. And say, yep, you got me. All right, shut it all down, guys. Someone counted.
Yeah, what are you going to fucking do?
Yeah. So, lock the doors. Lock them in.
Right.
Lock them in. No one gets out.
The secret dies with us.
There's a mole in this operation. We're going to find out who.
So, you know, you could limit it up. And also, it's like, you know, the owner of the ice cream place, we're not giving it away either. So
sure.
After a while, it's like
what was the relationship with management or ownership and
great
your level?
I had 2 actually. I had 2. So because
2 different owners or 2 different
two different franchise owners.
Okay.
So the first one was super cool, very nice guy, but then I think he just had issues with the franchise. Like he wasn't fulfilling his obligations.
Right.
So for whatever reason, he lost the franchise. And then the second guy, he was pretty cool, a little bit more strict about things. Yeah. A very nice guy. Like he loaned me money to buy my first car. So that was sweet.
Wow.
Oh, that's way cool.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah.
How long were you there? It seems like you were there long enough for like a little turnover.
Yeah. I was there from up until like my first year of college.
Okay. So so like 3 or 4 years?
Yeah. 3 or 4 years.
I know. I feel like I've said it before on the podcast, but ice cream is a pretty decent job for the high school, like because it's food service without some of the drags of food service. Like it's easy to clean, for instance, and you never smell like beef.
Yeah.
You smell like ice cream. You know, like most things can be hosed off in an ice cream store.
Right. Yeah, and people love ice cream.
People love ice cream.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they're always nice about it, but like in the end, you're giving them something that's nice. Everyone who's showing up there is like here for like a good time, you know?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
They're not going to transform into monsters.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no like divorce ice cream.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure people have bad days, but like they want something to pick them up, and like this is what they're there for.
It's a treat.
This is me trying again.
This is me just being like, you know what, self, we're going to be okay to each other for just a day.
Yeah.
So like most of the time people are very nice. The only challenging
oh go ahead, please. No, sorry, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say like the only challenging people were birthday moms.
Yeah.
You know, because we make ice cream cakes, and for whatever your birthday, like regardless of that person's age, the mom demands perfection, otherwise everything's ruined. Right.
So you helped make the cakes? Or the cakes. Okay.
I wouldn't decorate the cakes, but you would assemble them. They don't come assembled, you know?
Oh, they would come assembled. Wait,
they would not come assembled.
They would not come assembled.
I would assemble them. I would put the ice cream on the cake.
So for instance, so walk me through this. Like let's say they order a Superman cake, right?
Yeah.
It comes from like Baskin Robbins HQ, where they're just like pumping them out like crazy, and it's like there's like a sheet of cake, a sheet of ice cream, and on the top is the Superman colors, whatever, and you just like layer them yourself, or like what's the assembly?
Yeah, the assembly is they would send you a sheet of cake. you would take a drum of ice cream and then you would cut like slices out of them, like thick slices.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then you would cut the ice cream to the shape of the cake.
Of the cake. Oh, so
Yeah.
the cake is what they gave you,
Right.
and then you provided the ice cream. Man, that's
Right.
cool.
Yeah, and then they had a cake decorator, make Superman or what have you on it.
In your Baskin Robbins?
Yeah, in the Baskin Robbins. Yeah, there was like
a specialist.
Like specials. Yeah. Like an
you
assassin.
have like cake decorating is challenging enough, but when you're dealing with ice cream, you have like a certain amount of time to like
right, you gotta do it.
Decorate
this guy needs to work under pressure.
Yeah.
How long?
He's got ice cream in his veins.
That's what I'm curious about. Like
cold-blooded man.
This mercenary.
This stone cold killer.
Were they there all the time? Was there always a decorator?
There was always
hand?
a cake decorator on hand. I think we had 2 like full-time, more or less, cake decorators, and then there was always like somebody who didn't want to do customer service.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Wanted to like be in the back just decorating cakes instead.
So they just had like, I mean, I guess you were that busy that you
have like a hardened face,
like a scar across their eye.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Should have seen the cake of '86.
Yeah. Oh man, you want a Spider-Man cake? You just like you fucking do it, Fucking Daily Bugle.
Don't call Wayne. But they were there like every shift you were there. This seems like, how many cakes are they doing? A lot of cakes?
Yeah, hundreds of cakes. Like, and plus like the markup on the cake is pretty nice. Like the margins you get.
Right.
Yeah. So like, you're charging like $20 for
ice cream.
For like the least expensive ice cream cake, which is like a little, maybe, I don't know, 4x4.
Yeah, it's important to note that cake is not expensive to make. Cake is just like flour and sugar.
Right. And then like ice cream is just milk and sugar. So.
Yeah, and ice cream's already in the store.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay, so so every time you came in, there was basically like a whole shift of people that were constantly working on the ice cream cakes, basically.
Yeah. So you had like one person assembling and one person decorating.
Got it. Wow.
That guy's like putting a cigarette out on his hand before he does it,
Just so fucking salty. And
that motherfucker. He was like, man, that guy fucks. That cake decorator, he fucks, dude.
Well, we had like one, the 2 main cake decorators. One lady was kind of like that, where she's like hardened, like little chill, but like also no nonsense. And the other was like a I don't know, evangelical Christian who constantly like espouse like the benefits of Christianity and more or less it's like, why am I working with all these non-believers?
I was gonna say, like, now I really get the idea that your boss was like, I'll buy you a car. I need you here. The only people I trust.
Yeah, my boss was chill as fuck. Like he hired, it's like, I'll hire you. But yeah, the lady was she's like, decent at cake decorating. It's just like her personality. Never like, I'm a 16, 17, 18, like, I don't know anything about the world, but I knew God didn't exist. She did not like that.
This lady, I don't know much.
Yeah.
But you can't fucking boss me around with Jesus and cakes.
Like,
were they like adults? Like,
they were adults. Like the cake decorators were adults, because like that is a skill.
Yeah.
To decorate cakes.
Yeah, and to do it all fucking day.
All the day. Yeah, you're not really gonna give that to a high schooler because you can't trust them. And then also like they're gonna leave after a while. It's like you can replace an ice cream scooper, but a good cake decorator, you just need that. Right?
You kind of need them to stick around. Man, what a fascinating little front of house, back of house world.
Oh sure, yeah. Like that's the turnover and all the people like I've worked with over the years. It's like, wow, you'll just hire anybody, huh?
Yeah.
The best kind of ability, as you said, is
availability. Yeah, it's like because not everybody like people say they want to do it, and then they're there. And then it's like, nah, fuck this. This job sucks. So I guess it sucks, but like there's other shittier jobs, I imagine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I feel like ice cream is very like soundly in the middle of like kind of shit, like, of course you're gonna have shitty, needy, people, but like they just can't be in your life for very long. You know what I mean? They're like from the start of the line to the register. It's like 15 feet, and then they're fucking gone, Again, worst case scenario, something happens in the dining area that you have to deal with. But how often does that happen? I mean, it does. It can and it does happen, but it's just it's so fleeting.
Yeah, it's like worst thing that happens is like someone drops their ice cream. It's like, all right, I clean this up and just give them a new scoop and
Just
get them
give
out.
them ice cream.
Give them ice cream, get them out.
Erase that it ever happened.
Because you're supposed to be weighing it or whatever, but like in the end, they're not weighing the fucking gallon. Like it's very difficult to track, right? And who cares? Here's your fucking ice cream. Like, be happy. You're gonna come back.
Yeah, but like working there after, like you have to leave after a while because like, what are you gonna do? Be manager? Nah, I'm good with that.
Then I gotta buy a car for some kid.
I gotta make a positive influence in some kid's life while dealing with this like heroin user / evangelical Christian.
Yeah, speaking of which, it's like a lot of the people I work with did abuse substances.
At Baskin Robbins?
At Baskin Robbins, yeah. So I remember having one of my coworkers, again, like he was maybe 1 or 2 years older than me, and he's just like a wild boy, you know. I was working with him one shift in the evening time because like after school, right? And so it was slow. It's like, hey, I want to take my break to smoke crack real quick. You cool with that? And you know, it's like people who take smoke breaks, but you know, he was smoking, but not cigarettes. And I was like, oh, and I was never exposed to people who smoke crack before. That was like the first time. I was like, this is real. Like, you know, when you only see it on TV for me. It's like, oh shit.
And it's not only is it real, but like it's at Baskin Robbins.
Right.
Yeah.
And like,
are we on the show The Wire? What the hell happened?
And also it's like when you just grow up watching TV, you're raised by TV. Everything tells you, it's like when someone does drugs, you tell somebody, right? But like me, I was like, no, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna let him smoke crack and figure it out.
Like
if
I'm
something
just
goes
trying
wrong.
to get my fucking, you know, like $8 an hour and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but like, you know, he just went out, smoked crack, came back, and it was like so chill that it didn't affect work, you know, because it's not like I was like, I need backup, but he's too high on crack right now.
Yeah, he's on the fucking ground.
Was he like that cavalier about it? Like he was like, yo, Dave, I gotta go smoke some crack right quick. Like,
he was so cavalier about things. Like, even I give a, like, you're working at Baskin Robbins, I don't give a fuck. I just need money to get crack.
That's one of the easy lessons of doing drugs is the chiller you are about it, especially the more hardcore the drug, the less chance you give the other person to be like, whoa, really? You know?
I'm gonna go eat these paint chips right quick.
You're just like, oh, all right.
But also it's like I don't know exactly what crack did to people when I was that age. Because like the idea of like someone who gets stoned, like they're just like out of it, right? Or like if someone's coked up, then they're like just hyper energetic. But like for crack, it's like, what's gonna happen? I don't know. Also, it's like it's not my responsibility to change this person's life.
Sure. Yeah.
No way.
Like this is like the same guy who, like, for Halloween, he decided to dress up as a Viet Cong.
Oh my fucking God.
And he was so happy about it. And I was like, man, do I have to kill this guy? It's like, nah.
This dude's if I was gonna do it, is my guess. Is that correct?
I forget what he was. He was like tan, so he could have been anything.
Fine.
He could have passed for an
undercover brown of some type.
I just stopped thinking about it after a while. It's like, I just like doing.
I just don't like you.
Well, like the thing about dressing up as a Viet Cong in America is like a Vietnamese person wouldn't do it, even though they're the one who would get the license to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
But they would never do it.
Yeah, they have every right to do it. Yeah.
Because then they would get killed. But but someone else who does it, it's like, I don't know how to feel about this. Well, I'm not gonna do anything about it. Like, if I'm not.
So you saw him, you're like, bro, are you smoking crack? Why are you dressed up like?
Well, it's like, oh, why are you doing this? It's like, yeah, because you smoke crack. So I'm not gonna do anything because life will figure it out for you. Like, yeah. No one dresses up as a Viet Cong, smokes crack, and then does amazingly.
Yeah, he's such a bad. He's like, I'm gonna smoke some crack. I'm gonna probably dress up as Viet Cong. I don't know. I might tie a lady to train tracks later on. I just got stuff I gotta do. They're a bad guy. You're a bad human being.
But he was available to work, and that's all you need.
He was there. I respect that.
You just need a body.
Step one.
Okay.
And sure, he went on to MIT. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, Dave. So that was your first job. What would you say is the worst job you've ever had?
Worst job. I had to work as a assistant for a guy who ran a tutoring company, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Assistant.
So
Yeah, you're too close to the source.
Well, when you're an assistant, it was like a broad title.
Yeah.
Kind of like that yoga teacher kind of thing, where it's like you're an assistant, so pretty much do everything.
Yeah, just do whatever I say whenever I say it.
Right. And so I don't know, he would just had me come into his tutor company. I actually applied to be a tutor, but he wouldn't like let me. So he just
No, like you seem like you can be manipulated.
It's like you can't teach people about history. It's like, are you sure? Because I'm confident I can. But he just had me doing all these miscellaneous tasks instead. Like the hardest thing he had me do, which was bullshit, was like hire a like he wanted to advertise the tutoring school, the tutoring classes, right? So he needed like a poster, but he didn't want to pay anybody to do it.
Hell yeah.
But he needed to see their work. So he
see
would
their work. Whose work?
Yeah.
The poster designer?
Yeah, like the graphic designer, right?
Yeah.
So a graphic designer, they have a portfolio, and then you base your hiring decision on their portfolio. Say, okay, you could do this, then I'll hire you to do that, right?
Yeah.
But what he tried to get me to do was have them mock up the poster.
Yeah.
Like do the work first, and then they'll hire him to do the work afterwards.
Right.
And no one would do it because it's like, no, I get paid up front. Don't ask me to do work without compensation first.
Correct. Yeah.
And then he would get mad at me for not doing that, and I had to like explain to him, like, I don't like, this is not how that works.
That's not how anything works. What are you talking about?
It's like, why would people do work for free?
Which is crazy because since this story was told, not sure of the year, that is how a lot of like low paying graphic design work happens. Like if you go on Fiverr or any of those like websites, like you can literally get people to pitch work. You know, like that it shouldn't be this way.
Right.
But like that is for sure a way that people get work done now, is they just like, people will, again, like you say I want this designed, and people like 5 or whatever people pitch their designs, and you pick them, and then you enter into a contract with them. The difference, of course, is in this case the other person actually gets like it's a guarantee once you pick them that they're going to get paid, instead of you just stealing their work, for instance. Yes,
and this is what kind of like, and like the worst part was like I would get some people to do it because like they didn't, maybe they're starting out, didn't know better, or like had the hope of being hired, right?
So
people would submit work, and then he would have the audacity to like no, that's not good enough. It's like, are you out of your mind? But like, because they would send it in with like a bunch of watermarks, right?
Of course, yeah.
So it's like, no, this is not like, you're not going to compensate them. Like they took time out of their lives to
like even a deposit or something.
And then like the final straw was like he had me organize a competition where we would put out a posting, and then a bunch of people showed up, and they thought it was a one-on-one interview, but they were all like sitting in a classroom, because like he had a classroom, and they were all just creating on the spot like the most creative
for graphic designing
for graphic design for his class.
Fuck this shit.
Dude, this guy's a piece of shit.
And he had like, you know, like 20 or so people show up, and then he would just like cut down every single one of them for not
hire
being good
anybody.
I don't think he hired anybody. I know he lost an employee.
Well, how did you get into this situation? I mean, where were you in your life, or like how did you find out about it?
Oh yeah. So after Baskin Robbins, I got like a kind of a server job because I needed more money, or I just wanted more money.
And you already had food service experience. So when you got into that other thing, they were like, you have food service. I'm just saying, ice cream's a pretty decent gig. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then after that job, I was a bank teller. Then I got laid off as a bank teller because during the 2008 market crash, I was at Washington Mutual. And that they were one of the banks who got caught up in that prime loan. Yeah, they got killed, and people were closing their accounts because they wanted their money. They weren't sure. And then there's this thing where like people, the banks are very serious about their money, even though they're shitty with it.
They're very shitty.
The
they're shitty about your money. They're great about their money.
Not even their money.
Well, that's
so
true.
yeah. So tellers had to be like on point, and there was this thing where like I had miscounted my till, and so when you miscount or like you can be over or under a certain amount, right?
Yeah.
But as long as you inform the manager, you're cool.
Right.
Well, I thought I miscounted, but if you close out the day with a miscount, then that's called a forced balance or something like that.
Yeah, aka
And
you didn't tell anybody and they fucking ate your guts.
Yeah. So even though it could have been an honest mistake, like there's zero tolerance for that. And so they let me go. Yeah. And so I was looking for another job, and I was just
into this.
Yeah, I just ran into this.
You were in lean times, 2008, man. There's not a lot of jobs going around. I know a lot of people that have got that personal assistant or
so
some weird fucking retail, thing, or a goat yoga.
Yeah, so I had been in school, and I saw the tutoring jobs. I could teach other people how to learn. I'm a pretty good student, so but he's like, no,
he's just like,
your calling is scamming other people.
How did he pitch? How did he pitch like, was he just like in the interview, just like, I don't see you as a teacher, I see you as a real go-getter, like how did he pitch giving you a different job than the one you signed up for?
He didn't need to pitch. He just had to say, I'll give you money. And I was like, okay, I'll do it.
Oh, right. He's like, I'm going to hire you, but for this. And you're like, all I heard was hire you.
Yeah. All I heard was money and not be a goat teacher. So I'll do that. A goat yoga instructor.
Yeah. That makes sense. So how long are you there? Did it start out good, or was it all right?
No, I was there for like 6 weeks.
Okay. So your main project.
None of this. I'm out.
Your main project was this graphic designer bullshit.
Pretty much, yeah. It was rough. Like from the first couple of days, I was like, I don't know how I don't like this.
I wanted to tutor people. Why am I here talking to this guy?
this is sketchy as fuck. I'm out.
Do you have to like go to his house or something, or like?
No, he had a classroom. It was like a legit tutoring thing. It was pretty well respected.
So it's like an actual, just decent business. You just worked for the monster that owned it. Yeah.
I'm like, I haven't checked in years, but I'm sure it's running fine.
Yeah.
Because there's always a market for tutors.
Of course. Yeah. No, tutoring's I wouldn't say honorable profession, but it's a profession that people need, and when they need it, they really need it.
It's one of those jobs where when you talk to people who are tutors, they make really good money.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I got to break into that. I want to, I want to teach.
Yeah. I know somebody who like started like an SAT, ACT, like prep, kind of like, I don't know, class or course, whatever, tutor program. And yeah, it's like, again, the people either really need it and they're willing to pay whatever they have to pay, or they're rich anyway and they need their kid to be smarter.
And tutoring history, like, which is what I want to do because I like history. It was like one of my strongest
You're just
subjects.
Like walking in like, I'm gonna make a difference.
No, I didn't want to make a difference. I wanted to teach history because like that's the easiest subject to tutor somebody in, because nothing ever changes.
Right.
It's always the same.
Yeah. The War of 1812 still happened in 1812.
Will always happen in 1812. And unless we get off this Jesus nonsense and then reset the years, it's always going to be 1812.
You have to talk to that cake lady for that. So yeah, you wanted to do history because you know history, and again, it doesn't have a lot of change. And for instance, math is something I would never teach. It also never changes, but I'm terrible at it.
Yeah, like math, I think the concept and some formulas you have to work out. Like you have to get to somewhere, right?
Yeah.
History is more or less just, can you follow a story?
Yeah. Can you follow a story? And can you remember the story I just told you?
Can you follow a story sequentially? That's all you got to do. Like there's no tricks. There's no tricks involved.
That's true.
Math sure feels like it changes, though. I don't know. Like I remember thinking that in school, in math class, like
they do change rules.
That's not what you said yesterday.
You know what? You're right. Like you're right, because again, my wife used to be a tutor, and there's like this new math technique where it involves boxes. Like the way we learn math isn't the way like younger people right now learn math.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And if you keep doing math, I remember they'll show up and they'll be like, there's an imaginary number called I. It's imaginary, but it's an I. And you're like, oh, fucking K? Why? I mean, I'm sure like for people in physics, like there's a reason why, but why?
Yeah. here to talk about MX plus B. It's like, fuck you. None of those are numbers.
I already did letters class. I just came from there. So yeah, you really wanted to teach history, and it just immediately started. Like, what was the first thing? He was just like, all right, we're gonna fuck these people over with these posters. Or did you have other stuff going on?
It's like a bunch of other not necessarily posters like the least was like the worst part of it, and the part where
that was the obviously like meanest sort of like nefarious end that you were serving.
Most of it was just like organizing things, that was fine, like but yeah, it was like that poster thing really, and just dealing with his personality. Like this, just like, are you disconnected? I don't understand how you built this business,
right?
And also, what's wrong with your current poster?
Yeah, like you got here by making posters, like
why don't we just change the dates and then
that's the problem with a lot of people who want a personal assistant is most of the time what they want is a buffer between them and the real world, because they want the real world to be different for one reason or another, but it's usually because they're mean people, right? They want people to do work for free for them, like they wanted to pitch thing, or they want to like haggle with fucking people, but they want you to do that because maybe they've done that before, but they're just like tired of it and rich enough to be like, well, I'll just make somebody else.
I mean, they understand that they need to be compensated for a service, but they can't understand why other people need to be compensated for a service.
Right. Yep, you're correct. And that's never going to change, I would guess.
And we all have the aspirations to be in that position.
There is a certain amount of that, certainly, of like, I would like to have that level of ignorance, but it's like, it just seems very difficult. Like I feel like you gotta, I see, to some degree, I think for this person, I think they started out that way. Like, I think that the problem with a lot of these like small business owners is like they have a certain amount of gumption, right? Like a certain amount of gall, even, like just to like get themselves to a certain point, right? And it just takes a sort of like impossible thinking to just be like, people will do that for me, it's for me, But once you scale to a certain point, wherever that is, it starts being like, yeah, bro, but you can afford to not do that to me. Right. Like, oh, we're a small business, I'm just not going to pay you. I'm going to pay you under the table, as a tutor. You're an independent contractor. It's no big deal. But like once you get to a certain point, it's just like, well, why are you doing that? It's clear that you know how this works.
I think it's once people get to a certain level, then another layer of delusion kind of kicks in. It's like, I didn't get rich by giving away my money. So like, at the end of the day, they want our money the same as a big company wants our money.
And to some degree, they deserve it a little more just based off that, which I agree with. Like,
it's fine, I think we're all saying the same thing. Like, just don't romanticize it.
Get those rose-colored glasses off.
Bastards, all of them. That's what we're saying, right? Bastards.
Fuck them.
Raise their taxes. Fuck them.
Amazon.com. That's the best. Well, David, we always make sure to close the podcast with 3 questions to make sure we covered everything. So for the worst job, question number 1 is, when were you done and how did you quit? Obviously, we know that you quit, but how specifically did you quit you realized this poster thing was a bunch of bullshit? Like, how did you actually leave?
Oh, I just told him, like, nah, I don't want to, I think we're done. Like, I don't
you just
plan
told
on coming
him,
back.
Like at the end of the day one day, or
I didn't have like the goal to be like, I quit, you're a monster. Not. I was like, I don't think it's kind of like a shitty breakup, more or less.
This isn't working for me.
But then he also was like, I think you're right. Like,
I don't like you fucking either.
It's like, well, if you feel that way, why do you bring this up? Why am I bringing this up? It's for the best.
Okay, question number 2 is, what's one good thing you would say you took from this very bad job?
I don't know. It's very difficult to say. One good thing is, like, I know that I'm only okay with exploiting people up to a certain amount.
Same.
It's
same.
like, I'm not so righteous where it's like, I could never exploit anybody. Everybody's gonna get fair treatment. It's like, no. It's like,
I can walk down the path a little ways before I draw the line.
Like, it's just how much money is involved. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
for
It's just
minimum
a-
wage, I'm not gonna exploit these people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta.
Yeah,
You gotta
but if they're
bring the value
standing
up
to
a
make
little
some
bit.
coin,
Yeah, yeah. So I had that. Like I just left with like this guilt. It's like, okay, I can't do this to people for this. Like, or I don't know how much money would have to be involved for me to really like crush other people, you know?
Oh, what a fun party game.
How much money would it involve to crush other people?
Right. You know, after taxes.
After taxes. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. What are we talking here?
Right.
Yeah. But,
And
you know, so
I don't
what
know.
you took away was.
I left that with, it was when I was doing it, I was like, oh man, I hope I never run into these people ever again. Like the people who came in for that interview.
Oh, sure.
But
Yeah.
turned out to be like that competition.
Yeah,
So
that. That's the
so
worst.
I'll
when
never
you're
remember
doing someone
them,
else's
but they
journey.
might remember me. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
They'll
I'll
remember
never
you.
remember
Yeah.
them. Yeah, but they might remember me. I was like, oh,
Definitely.
no. It's like,
Yeah,
listen,
because remember that day I had hope?
It wasn't. Yeah.
And this guy fucking
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
tell me this is a scam.
Yeah, if I was like on a Nuremberg trial, I was like, listen, I was legit taking orders.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I could have stopped it, but listen, you weren't in my position. I was just taking orders.
Yeah.
The Nuremberg trials of graphic design.
You learn that you can be culpable. You can be culpable to some degree. Nuremberg trials of graphic design. Okay. Question number 3, not related to that bad job, is we've had a bit of a pandemic. Things have not been going great. A lot of people's dreams have been like sidelined or at the very least put on pause. Like, how are you doing? That's open-ended.
Open-ended? I think things are pretty balanced, I would say.
Yeah.
So like during the pandemic, my dad died of cancer.
Oh man.
So that was pretty shitty.
Yeah.
But then I just got married. So balance. Like all things should be, according to Thanos. But
yeah, that's what the.
But again, it's like
Krishna.
During the pandemic, I was living in New York. All right, things were going fine, right? But then my dad got diagnosed with cancer, so I wanted to move back almost immediately to be with him, but I couldn't because like I couldn't get the finances right.
Yeah.
But then the pandemic hits, my job furloughs me, so I go on
unemployment.
Nice, which allowed me to have the finances to like go be with him at the same time. So I was like, okay, this shitty thing happened, but then this kind of not shitty thing happens. And then my dad died, and then I was able to like restart my life out here in the Bay, and then I just got married. So I was like, how do you put that all together? It's like it's like you can't say, oh, things are great because my dad's not here anymore, but I have a wife, so who's to say? But spirits are good, I'll say that. Spirits are fine.
And like what a amazing, in some ways, like opportunity to not, because if there hadn't been a pandemic, you might have felt obligated to stay in New York or financially sort of stuck in New York for longer than you wanted to be,
Right. Yeah. Because
like in this case, you were able to go.
Yeah, he was diagnosed like November of 2019, and it was made known that it was terminal. Yeah. Pretty early on, so it's like he had only a couple of months left. Yeah, is what they said, but like you don't really know what that means.
A couple of months.
That's ambiguous. A couple of months could be 2 months. It could be 9 months. So my New York lease didn't end until July of 2020, right? So so it's like I don't know how to get out of this lease.
I don't know how to get out of here. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to like. I felt trapped, but then like the pandemic hits. It's like, okay, this is your out. Yeah. Right. So again. Yeah. Yeah. Like, what do you make of all that? I don't know.
Sure. I've said this a bunch of times on the pod, I think, but I think the pandemic threw a blanket of truth on everything, where it was just like, no, you're going to go home and see your dad. Yeah, like, it's like, this is going to work. Like, it's like, that needs to happen. So that's going to happen. Right. Like it. So yeah, I think just exactly how you're saying. It's just like, it's just balance. It just somehow is so broken that it worked again. In a weird way, Yeah.
Yeah. And I understand, like, it affected people like tremendously, right? Like you have people die of a direct result of the pandemic. My dad just happened to die during a pandemic. Right. But like, I feel like if it weren't for the pandemic, I wouldn't have gotten that opportunity or I would have missed out on something. So like the fact that it provided me the opportunity to spend like the remaining months of his life, I'm more or less grateful for, which is kind of like a odd thing to put together, but like that's how you feel. So that's how I feel.
Yeah. How else are you supposed to feel about that opportunity? You know,
like, I'm sorry, like this thing happened to you guys and it was awful, but this awful thing also provided me with the opportunity to, not live with a certain kind of regret.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a great way of looking at it.
That's incredible. And as Nick, I think it got so fucked up, it kind of, in a way, like worked itself out in the same, not in the same direction, but sort of on the same plane, Well, David, where can people find you on the internet if you'd like to be found?
Sure. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at David Nguyen. That's Nguyen. And that's primarily it.
Great. We'll put the links in the show notes. They'll be there.
Right on.
Well, David, thank you so much for joining us. It's been excellent. A pleasure.
Oh, yeah. You guys are great. All right, Nick.
So good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's so great to talk to you again. If you guys haven't followed Nick's comedy, it's always been excellent. So give a follow.
Yeah, it's good. If you're listening to this podcast, you should check out Nick's comedy. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Give it a whirl.
I really appreciate you guys doing that because maybe this is more of an off-pod conversation, but I was thinking the other day, I was like, man, I did stand up for like 11 years and there's no proof.
Yeah.
This podcast is far more comedic proof I've ever existed. So it's like, you can find my stand-up. Check it out. Thank you.
If you find it, let us know. Okay, well, fuck this place.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you had a great time listening to today's episode, leave a review. If you've got a write-in, I promise you, next episode, Nick and I are going berserk on write-ins. So if you're thinking right now, should I write in? You should do it literally right now because the next episode is going to be chock full of write-ins. Could be yours. You know the number, 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. Okay, bye for now. Fuck this.